Hello friends, welcome back to our quick credit series. Before we dive into today's lesson, I want to share like a personal story that connects everything we talked about so far. So, years ago, after my divorce, I was a single mom of 3 kids, all under the age of 3. So it was 3 under 3. No, 3 under 5. You can laugh about it. It was wild, wonderful, absolutely exhausting game. I finally got to my first appointment. Okay, that's back in 2019, I believe. My little brother Zakaria, a military guy who was going to live with us, I wanted to have a strong male figure to live with me, for my son especially. So we signed the lease and everything. It was co-signed. No issues with my credit. We moved most of our stuffs in there. He slept there maybe 2 nights, if maybe a week, less than a week, I would say. Before we could officially move, and me and the kids, we said we're going to move in during the weekend after, I'm like off from work or something like that. I remember at work receiving a phone call from the apartment complex saying that there was a fire that caught on to our specific apartment complex, and pretty much everything was ruined. But alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, my things were not severely damaged. Most of our possessions weren't undamaged, but the complex was completely unlivable. It felt like I was back to square one, heading back to my mother's house. Yep. So in the midst of this chaos, right, before this happened, I'm gonna go rewind. I went to do a full-blown furniture purchase. So this weeks before the fire, knowing that my credit was finally strong. Since that journey from my secure to unsecured credit card, go to episode 1 to watch it. I decided to change. I decided to get a different credit card at a local Omaha spot, which is the 7-Day Furniture. So a furniture store basically. This card was with Brand Source, Citibank. So because I had consistently built my credit responsibly over a year, when I applied for the store card, I was instantly approved for a $3,500 credit limit. I was happy. I was like, yes! I kind of didn't think that I was going to get approved that instantly, but I was sorry that I did. I had cash saved up, so I knew whatever I bought, I could pay off instantly by the statement due date, or by the statement closing cycle, or my cycle closing. So as we learned in episode 2, you must pay the statement balance in full. So I bought everything brand new, spending close to about 2,500 to the 3,000. Now 4 days after that purchase, I made sure to pay it all off in full, because that would have skyrocketed my credit utilization. Go back to episode 2. Is it? Yeah, episode 2 to learn more about that as well. So why am I telling you this? Because that application for the furniture store card led to something called hard inquiry. And you need to know the difference between a hard pull and a soft pull. Okay? We're going to start with the soft inquiries, also called a soft pull. It's like checking your credit behind the scenes. What are they? I'm pausing a lot, guys. I feel like my brain's overstimulated. I might be talking a little bit too fast, and I might be jamming my words. I'm trying to slow it down a little bit. So what they are is basically they happen when you check your own credit score through like Credit Karma or your bank, or when a company pre-approves you for a loan or a credit card. They are basically taking a quick peek at your file. Does that hurt your credit score? Not necessarily. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. For the most part, it has no impact on your credit score. You can check your own score every day if you want. Who sees them? Only you can see them. Lenders cannot see your soft inquiries. Now, again, this is the general rule, but there are circumstances where I've seen a soft tool actually showing up on my credit history. Now let's talk about the hard inquiries or hard pull. This is what happens when you are seriously asking for a credit, like I did with the furniture store card. Okay, what are they basically? Is a hard inquiry happens when you submit an actual application for a new credit card, a mortgage, an auto loan, or in my case, a store card. Right? You must give the lender permission for this. Does it hurt your credit score? Yes, temporarily. A single hard inquiry typically drops your score by only a few points, usually less than 5-6 points, but the impact basically fades quickly, usually within a few months. Now, why does it impact your credit score? Because multiple hard inquiries in a short period signal to lenders that you are desperate for credit, which is considered a high risk borrower, so they stay on your credit report for up to 2 years, but usually only impact your score for about 1 year. If you are shopping for one major item like a car or a house, you apply for several lenders in a short window between 14 to 45 days, depending on your scoring model. Okay, depending on the scoring model, the credit bureaus are smart enough to count those as multiple auto or mortgage application as just one hard inquiry. Okay, they call it rate shopping, but this only applies to loans like mortgages and auto loans, not multiple credit card applications. Just so you guys know. So my application for Brand Stores or Citibank caused a hard inquiry, but because my credit was already strong from a consistent payment history, the small ding was worth the 3,500 approval. It let me finish my new home at that time before it got burned down and responsibly. Now, remember, I also mentioned, I didn't mention, but I did also have student loans, even though I deferred them as much as I can. I would make payments here and there. But historically, my credit history was actually, the student loan was my longest standing account, right? Which is another major factor in your score. We'll talk about the importance of account age and payment history in our later episodes. For now, the difference is soft pull, no score changes, hard pull, slight temporary score change when you apply for credit. In our next episode, we're going to talk about like the five factors that make up your credit score, the blueprint and how the game is, played. Hit the button, like, subscribe, comment, and have you ever had a hard inquiry surprise you? See you in the next episode, guys. I don't think I did a really good job in this episode, but I hope you guys got the gist of it. Until next time, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.